Enjoy.
A little bit of the bubbly.
I did it for The Rock.
Give me what I want.
Everyone has a price for the $1 Million Man.
It's about the 14 years it took me to go from undesirable to ungoddamn deniable.
Mamma mia!
3 ain't enough now, I need 5. Welcome in Jim, Ryan, Matt, Tim, and intern Mark.
They think they got the answers. I change the questions.
Good evening, everybody. Sorry about the delayed start to the show. Yes, Ryan?
That's on me.
It's okay.
That's on me, guys.
It's obviously been a couple of wild days. So we're forgiving ourselves. We hope that everybody forgives us. We are 3 Count Thursday. We have been 3 Count Thursday for the past almost 6 years. We have done a lot of heavy shows in 6 years' time. And really, I don't think we've ever had a show under the conditions that we have today. So we're going to do this. We're going to talk about wrestling. It might be 2 hours. It might be an hour. I don't exactly know how long this show is going to run.
Let's wing it like we always
like we do each and every week for the past almost 6 years. Are you good?
A little bit more, maybe.
There we go. We didn't. There was no pre-show this week on the Patreon. Maybe I'll throw up like an old episode or something on there. But yeah, okay. So it's March 12th. Let's get the business out of the way here.
March 12th.
Our website
March
is
Madness.
3 Count. Well,
Right.
it is madness right now.
That's the truth.
But we have our website, 3countthursday.com. You can visit that for all indie shows that we're going to be at. You can get all of our social media, our YouTube page, or merchandise at whatamaneuver.net.
What a maneuver.
Thank you. Our Patreon at patreon.com/3countthursday. We also are part of the NGSC Sports Radio Network at ngscsports.com. And Ryan, we also stream daily and live at leebsports.com.
Folks, that's spelled LEEIB sports.com.
That it is. All right, there are, and I checked these earlier, and if something changed since about 4 o'clock this afternoon, I apologize. But obviously news has moved very fast over the past few days. But there are 3 indie shows that are on the calendar still going on as scheduled this weekend. The first one is at the world-famous Monster Factory in Paulsboro, New Jersey. It is Tag Team Turmoil. That is Saturday night, bell at 7 p.m. H2O Wrestling presents Hardcore Kingdom this Saturday, the H2O Wrestling Center in Williamstown, New Jersey. Doors at 7, bell is at 8. And Adrenaline Wrestling presents Hagerstown Heat this Saturday at the Suite 710 Restaurant and Lounge in Hagerstown, Maryland. Doors at 6:30, bell time is at 7. So if you're not afraid to get out and go to see some independent wrestling, there's 2 shows at New Jersey, and there's 1 show in Maryland at least this weekend.
There is a show in Pennsylvania, the SWO, the Susquehanna Wrestling Organization. An hour ago, posted breaking news that they will be running.
Okay, there you go.
Tomorrow night. They are doing the show because they want to. They're doing the show because the fans want them to. They've taken a lot into consideration, but they are still doing it. The full news article, I guess, could be found at Susquehanna Wrestling Organization on Facebook.
All right, there you go. So there is a show in Pennsylvania if you want to get out to it. There is some announcements, though, because we always like to promote the MCW Wrestling, they made an announcement today. You can find the full announcement from their ownership at MCW Wrestling on Facebook. But they were scheduled to have 2 shows this weekend, part of their, I think it's the Spring Fever Tour. This Saturday in Hollywood, Maryland. That show is postponed until Friday, May the 29th. This Sunday's show that was supposed to be at the MCW Arena in Joppa, Maryland, that is postponed until Saturday, May the 30th. The show that was supposed to be next weekend in Culpeper, Virginia, that has been postponed until this fall. A date is to be determined. And then Friday, the April 17th show that was to take place in Essex, Maryland, has been postponed until the fall as well. That date will be determined as well. If you have, this is from the announcement from MCW. If you have already purchased tickets to any of these events, they'll be honored at the rescheduled shows. If you're unable to attend the rescheduled events, refunds will be available at your point of purchase. So make sure you look into those dates and stay tuned to MCW Wrestling as well.
Some business locally. The Atomic Championship Wrestling, we reached out to them. They had talked to the head of the Pennsylvania State Athletic Commission. As of right now, there were no restrictions on wrestling, boxing, or any MMA events in the state of Pennsylvania. Next Saturday's Atomic Championship Wrestling show, currently scheduled to go on as planned. Obviously, if anything comes up where that cannot happen, we will pass that along. And I know the MCW shows were going into April. We have confirmed that Supreme still scheduled on the books.
Yes,
for the 17th.
As of right now.
Yes. If anything changes, again, we will let you know. Make sure you follow all of these great companies on their Facebook pages, on their social medias for breaking news that we may not be able to get to you immediately, but we will get to you as soon as possible.
Yeah, and the bottom line to remember here is it's news is going to move, really at kind of light speed, warp speed. If you're a fan of Spaceballs, ludicrous speed, it's all moving and changing all the time. So, the key here with everything is just you just gotta kind of stay tuned to things. Try and just hang in there with people. We're all doing our best. And I think that's kind of a big key to remember as well.
I'm not even trying. Are you kidding me?
Some of us are. Let's see here. Devin sent me a message. Okay, so Valor Pro Wrestling is also running a show this week. I thought I would have had that. I guess I forgot to get that one up on the site, or maybe today I just forgot to write it down. And if that is the case, I apologize. So let me plug that show here. Valor Pro Wrestling presents the St. Patrick's Day Massacre number 3 this Saturday night at the Voney B. Grimes Gym in York, PA. Doors at 6. Bell time is at 7. So you go to Valor Pro Wrestling on Facebook. So there's more independent wrestling to be had. I know the show is still happening. They confirmed that today. Devin just told me.
Yeah, thank you. I'm shocked.
I apologize for missing that one. The city of York, I think, declared a state of emergency today. But they are still open for business.
Well, that's because B.J. Walker's going to be in town tomorrow.
That is 100% true.
I think the return of the hybrid Sean Carr on that show, the Butcher, Andrew Backlund's going to be there.
Yeah, it's gonna be a loaded card. So make sure if you feel safe and you want to get out and see pro wrestling, you can do so in York tomorrow.
Love pro wrestling
as well. I can tell you this: I will not be attending. I am one of those people that I'm pretty sure is just going to hunker down.
You're a hunker.
I think I'm just, when I get home from work tomorrow, I'm probably not going to leave my house with the exception of letting the dog outside. So
I heard that dogs cannot get the coronas.
They cannot. The World Health Organization confirmed that today. So all dogs that were in quarantine, you can be safe.
So they can let those dogs out.
Yeah, who let the dogs out? The World Health Organization.
That's so great.
Who let the dogs out?
Somebody needs to make the WHO NWO shirt.
God.
If that's not been made yet,
that would sell.
Let's make
like
that, and let's make
cakes.
a fucking mint on that.
That would sell like hotcakes right now.
Sell those hotcakes. God, I love them. Right. Let's get some pancakes after the show.
Dude, I love pancakes. All right, here's the deal, folks. Again, I don't know if we're going to go the full 2 hours. I don't know how long this show is going to run, but we're going to talk about some things because
You
there's
can make this very quick if you'd want. Everything's canceled but Mania.
but WrestleMania.
Wrestling's fun. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Instagram, 3countthursday.com.
So yeah, obviously, unless you've been living under a rock, there is a not the rock.
It's a pandemic, Jim.
It is a pandemic. It is a worldwide pandemic. Everything's going crazy right now. But the first and foremost is we hope that everyone that hears the sounds of our voice on this show is safe and healthy, and you heed all warnings and everything like that. Like, if you have any of the symptoms of not only the coronavirus but the flu or anything like that, reach out to your doctor. Don't necessarily just run out to the ER. Like, I think one of the things they're saying now is, like, if you have a normal doctor, reach out to them, call their office, let them know, hey, this is what I'm dealing with. Do I need to come to the office? What do I need to do? They will instruct you, because even stuff like that can help contain the spread of anything. But it is just.
Is it true that it's smart to gargle with bleach to kill the germs in your mouth? Gargling with bleach.
Well, I mean, I am not a doctor. I mean, that would certainly kill germs. I wouldn't recommend it.
But you've heard it here first.
Don't
do that. I'm just fucking
yeah,
around.
Please
do not gargle with
bleach. Do not
bleach.
gargle with bleach.
3 Count Thursday told me. First of all, why would you ever take health
Alexa,
advice?
stop. I think Alexa might be updating.
I think she's updating. Yeah, I don't think anybody said Alexa Bliss yet.
I didn't think so. So this is what this exactly. Charlie says gargle with Jack Daniels. That we can all get behind.
It's got to be higher than 60 proof, though. I believe.
I think Jack is.
60,
I know Everclear would be.
60%?
I know some of that stuff I used to drink in college definitely was. But here's the deal. All right, so this is how the week started. Like, I start mapping out the show, like, as news things come out, like Sunday night, Monday. And apparently the WWE had a new no-touch rule over the weekend with meet and greet events, obviously due to the coronavirus outbreak. They are expected to keep the rule in place for WrestleMania access and anything else moving forward. Obviously, if you are on social media, you've probably already seen the Braun Strowman wash these hands PSA.
It had to happen, right?
It absolutely. If it didn't happen, why are we even?
You know what? You love to see it. You love to see it happen. Uh-oh, Jim.
No, I'm okay.
Are you? Okay. I've got a tickle in my throat all day.
Dude.
And all I can think is, oh, God, I got the coronas.
Every time. Because, like, if you heard the show last week, I was hurting last week, a cold or something like that. And
that was the start of your coronas.
It was. And like, now, every time, like, I sniffle or I cough or anything, it is like, it is just, I'm going to full disclosure here. I have anxiety disorder. I have been to counseling since 2007 for, like, anxiety and depression. This has been a terrible week.
I believe it. I believe it.
But here's the thing, like, because I know, like, this has been in and on the news for the last couple of weeks.
With the coronas.
Yeah.
Right.
And I've actually been relatively calm about it.
Yeah.
Until, like, yesterday around lunchtime. Why it was yesterday at lunchtime, I don't know.
Let's talk about that, because yesterday, and I don't feel like I'm a very anxious person at all. I've known you almost my whole life.
Care.
I don't give a shit about much. I let most things roll off my back. I deal with things with, like, humor, and that's how I get through shit. I have a weird sense of humor. I make jokes when it's inappropriate. I share to post something along those lines, like, just because somebody's not taking something seriously, like, that's their coping mechanism.
Right.
The NBA.
Like, I think one time you and I were, like, and, like, it was like torrential rains, like flooding, and I'm, like, paranoid, and you're just like, if we die, we die.
Yeah, you know what? If that happens, that'll happen.
Right.
Right. I mean, whatever. I mean, I don't think it's going to go over our heads, so just stand up and you'll be fine.
True.
And you're a tall boy. If I can stand, you can stand. I feel like the NBA canceling the season, I went, wow, this is a big deal now.
Sure.
And not just because the NBA games won't be played anymore, but strictly because of the amount of money that's handed back and forth in the gambling circles.
Right.
Like that's a significant chunk of change that somebody is going to be missing.
Sure.
Because again, they're on what, hiatus? It's suspended. Is that what we're calling it?
Their commissioner Adam Silver this afternoon released a statement saying that it's going to be a minimum of 30 days.
Okay.
That the NBA is suspended. And I think every league except for the XFL has it is a suspended play, not canceled the season.
So
the XFL has canceled. But if you think about it, let's just say it's 6 weeks until anything can resume. The large gathering.
Realistically, the XFL lasted one more week than the AAF.
Wow.
Currently,
if the
it
XFL
stands,
doesn't return next year.
which it should.
It should.
It absolutely should.
And the XFL has already promised that they are going to pay their players' salaries and benefits for the duration of the full season.
Okay.
The AAF wasn't paying players for weeks while they were still playing games.
That's very true.
But the XFL, say this goes out 6 weeks. They're not going to be able to jump right back into games. You're going to have to do some sort of practice or something to get guys just back into game shape a little bit.
Sport would though, I'd
right?
think.
Anything will.
NBA,
So even
NHL,
if it's 6 weeks, figure you're probably looking closer to 8 till games resume.
that's fair.
We're in middle of March. That becomes middle of May. Now you have 5 more weeks of season because we're halfway through, plus a couple of weeks of playoff. You're starting to knock on the door of NFL training camps and things like that. The XFL is just going to get lost in the mix.
You're absolutely. That's a fair point.
And plus, if the NBA comes back and the NHL comes back and baseball starts up, you're going to get lost in the mix. The beauty of the XFL is it was going to kind of bridge that gap between football and baseball, and it was going to be okay. So I think it is smart for the XFL just to.
The bum deal about the XFL is they had all eyes on them this weekend.
Dude, man, it was
if they ran, they would have had all eyes.
Right, even if you do the no fans in the. But again, it is the smart.
It's the right choice to be made.
No, you don't need to do unnecessary travel for the players, for the coaching staff, for the medical staffs. None of that. It is the smart thing. Charlie says because the NHL suspended sucks for the Flyers. They were hot and now are losing momentum. Absolutely, and when all these things resume, it's going to be
they
such
lost momentum the other night with Tuukka Rask.
Well, that happens.
Gobbling up pucks like it's his business. I mean, it's literally his business.
It is literally, yeah. Just the last
you can tell that they rest him appropriately.
Yeah.
Unlike some other goalies, Washington, that doesn't get the proper rest that he needs. I believe that was the Twitter suggestion of one follower.
I believe so. Yeah, I believe
you just need
so.
to rest Holtby a little
rest
more.
Him a little.
Just Holtby needs a break.
But yeah, since about noonish yesterday has
Was it anything, or was it just we're talking about this more?
I think it just was starting to become a lot more real here, maybe because before it's look, it's gonna get here, we're gonna screen people, this and that, but when it starts to just have a bigger impact here and bigger ramifications here, I don't know, it just and then you you see, and then that it's Facebook and Twitter and social media and news and all that is a blessing and a curse.
Because it's all we see.
Because it's all you see. And then, somebody will post something, and it's is this real? Is it not real? But you just start you just start reading things, and, then you start to get images of people dying in hallways in the U.S. of hospitals and things like that because we can't control it. And it's,
let me help it for you. As every time you see the COVID-19, just sing it to the tune of "Come On, Eileen." And it instantly COVID-19, and you're totally fine, and it's humanized, and it's just a bad 80s song then.
I had a buddy of mine tell me 2 things today. He said he couldn't stop walking around and singing "My Corona" to the tune of "My
fair.
Sharona."
Yep.
But also around his office today, just random offices at random times would be playing "It's the End of the World as We Know It" by REM. So look, here's the deal, man. We all got to find ways to deal and just.
Yeah.
Heed the suggestions of people, go to the store, buy whatever you can, I guess, but just, also, think about, the other people that are going to be looking to buying things that they might need.
Everybody needs to wipe their ass.
Hey, man.
Like, here's the deal. We have we have listeners nationwide in the group chat. I'm not sure who's here today, but are you guys experiencing toilet paper outages where you are? I can speak on behalf of, like, the Targets and the Walmarts and the grocery stores around here are out of toilet paper. We have bare toilet paper shelves. And here's the deal. When I poop, I need to wipe.
Yeah.
So, like, leave me a roll, please. You don't have to buy 18 rolls of toilet paper. Maybe you do. I don't know. I don't know. But I just want to wipe. Like, it's not too much to ask.
No, I mean, here's the thing. I have and this is going to be quite the mental image for the people who are listening to this show. We have like the shower head, like the shower.
What you would pleasure yourself with.
Yeah.
If you were a woman.
If I was a woman.
Yeah.
But it's not a fixed shower head. It's one of the ones you can pull off
on a
the
snake.
thing. On the snake. I can always
shut up, Jim. Fuck you. Just move on.
Could just hose it out.
Do you know how quick that would get old? Every time you make boom boom to, like, hose down your ass like you're a fucking barnyard animal.
I'm not saying that I want to, but I'm just saying if it gets to that point, as long as I have running water, I have a solution.
Okay.
I can
fair.
hose out.
Now, what do you dry with? You can't use a towel because it's not properly clean.
I got a fan.
You're just going to fan your ass. How much time does it take to poop?
I mean,
you're going to poop,
Ryan,
hose,
if it gets to
fan.
that point,
You're
we're probably
right.
not going to be going to work anyway.
You got the time.
I'm going to have plenty of time if it gets to that point. But, just think of the people that are going to be coming in the store behind you. Let's be good to each other.
So Devin doesn't have toilet paper. Charlie says that folks down in North Carolina don't have toilet paper. Plenty of paper towels, which I get would be rough on their bottom, but, like, it's an option, right?
You don't want to flush those, though.
That's
You're going to have to dispose of them. If you use baby wipes or wet
flush them
wipes
one
or
at a
anything
time,
like that, don't flush those either. Even the flushable ones, do not flush.
Really? You're not a flusher?
You're not supposed to.
One at a time.
Yeah, definitely not supposed to. Yeah, nope.
Or two or three.
Clean up with the TP. Get a wipe for a short clean.
Oh, okay.
Throw a wipe in the trash
That's
can.
Fair.
Don't ruin your sewage system.
So do you have a list of everything that's been canceled? So because there is a lot of things.
Yeah, it's literally everything but WrestleMania.
So is that literally where we're at?
Pretty much.
NASCAR, I think, still without fans.
NASCAR without fans
for this week and next week.
NFL meetings, everything like that are held off. NBA shut down. NHL shut down. Major League Soccer, then the lacrosse, WNBA, like Canadian, all hockey leagues.
I saw AHL stepped away now,
ECHL,
yep.
Canadian juniors, all shut down. The golf events through the first weekend in April are, as of right now, going on as scheduled without spectators.
Okay. I mean, there's a part of me that wants to see a major sport be played in front of nobody. Like that, I wish we could have seen that.
NASCAR.
But that's like normal, though.
Well,
have you been
the
to a
truck
NASCAR
series,
race
the truck
lately?
series, at least.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: the PGA Tour, the events through the first weekend of April. The second weekend of April is the Masters down at Augusta National.
Have you been to Augusta?
I haven't,
Jim. I have heard it is beautiful.
I almost want them to play the Masters without fans.
Okay.
Because that is like the most beautiful golf course.
And just see like all the lines, the sight lines.
See all of it without fans there, I think would just the visuals of that would just be incredible. Lou asked, can we just broadcast daily? Here's the thing, man.
You know what? We probably could, unless they like shut us down from driving.
Like if
I'll make it to Studio L.
If
what we're going to talk about, you're going to have to supply the topics.
I was going to say I can't guarantee daily, but especially if we get shut down, I mean we can probably try and find a way to.
Oh, there's a sound effect. We'll have to get John Taffer's "Shut It Down."
Oh, shut it down!
That's
there you
a
go.
Good one.
Here we go. Jason says, I know that I always jab at everyone in here, but as a first responder, people do need to take this seriously. With that being said, people also need to realize that hoarding everything will hurt the rest of the public. If you have kids, don't visit grandma in the nursing home. Those places are no different than cruise ships. Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Let grandma suffer and alone.
But yeah, I mean, just heed the warnings. Like, here's the deal.
Devin said I'm an asshole, and I'm not sure what I did.
I'm not sure either.
What did I say this
If
time?
if you feel sick, call a doctor. If it's really bad, go to an ER. If you've been given instructions to stay home, stay home. Just be smart. Wash your hands. Like, sanitizer.
I think that's the big one. Let's just wash your hands.
Don't touch your face.
That's something I can't stop doing.
Yeah. Well, it's like,
I realized that real quick. My face is itchy all the time,
right,
apparently.
like, that's the thing. Like, I mean,
hey, Ryan, don't touch your face. Okay.
Right.
Oh, God damn it.
Exactly. Don't do that. Well, then I guess I'm going to do that.
I'm just thinking about it. I want to.
Just be smart. And because, like, the key to this thing to keep it from getting, like, super crazy is
like
just
the wrestler. That's how we tie it back.
is just stay home. Just stay home.
I did talk shit on NASCAR.
You did
That's
talk shit
fair.
on NASCAR a little bit.
Here's the deal. Of any of us two, I was a NASCAR fan. I was a big Tony Stewart fan. He stopped racing. I lost interest in the sport.
You know what I mean? Just stay home. Here's the thing. Everybody watching us probably at least has a subscription to the WWE Network or Netflix.
You know
maybe
what? That's
both.
a great call. Let's say you were going to go to one of these indie shows this weekend or an indie show that might be canceled for right now.
Sure.
Take that $10 and reinvest it into the network if you don't have the network. If you have the network, check out the Impact streaming service.
Right.
A ton of really cool
independent wrestling. The
independent wrestling TV.
Yeah,
Yes,
independent
yes.
wrestling TV.
Check out some indie shows. Atomic Championship Wrestling for like $4. You can get our streaming service.
Or like buy some merch from an independent, wrestler that probably isn't going to have a chance to work this weekend or next weekend or the following.
Go to ProWrestlingTees.com and support your indie wrestler.
Yeah, anything,
Or WhatAmaneuver.com and your boys here at 3 Count Thursday.
Some other things, obviously, we posted earlier that
it's funny, I was looking at these notes. The XFL halfway check-in point, that's going to be crossed off
Yeah, it's
going to
be crossed out.
Yikes.
AEW announced that their next 2 Dynamites are going to be held in Jacksonville. With limited crowds.
Here's the deal. That's their home turf. They can sanitize it, keep the crowds to what they want.
It's similar to the PC.
Allow in who they want. Clean, clean, clean. It's the only way, really, that they can do these shows.
Similar to the Performance Center.
Bingo.
Like
Did you
WWE,
watch?
SmackDown.
We'll get to that.
SmackDown is the Performance Center tomorrow night.
First of all, that's going to be cool as shit.
Yeah, no
that's gonna
fans.
Be really cool to watch.
Yeah, I mean, here's the deal.
It's going to be like a regular SmackDown.
I know we joke about like ratings and things like that.
Well,
all
they're
the
doing
time.
205 Live there too. So 205 Live, you won't notice a difference.
Right, exactly.
SmackDown.
Definitely. I think the ratings for SmackDown this week are going to be big.
Just out of curiosity.
Out of sheer curiosity, people are going to tune in. New Japan. New Japan has canceled shows through the end of March.
That's not too long.
Previously, they had canceled for the first half of March. This covers the rest of the month of March at least. This I thought was pretty interesting. AEW President and CEO Tony Khan addressed the coronavirus pandemic during the backstage meeting before the Dynamite last night. He told all talent and staff no one is under any pressure to work next week's Dynamite. At this point, it was from Rochester or any upcoming shows as long as the outbreak is happening. He told the crew anyone who feels sick or if they feel stressed about traveling has permission to stay home. Nobody will be judged by the decision. It was also said no one will lose their spot or push over decisions relating to the pandemic. So, yeah, obviously next week's show in Rochester, the Blood and Guts show in Newark have both been postponed, I think, for later in the summer. So, yeah, I mean,
the Blood and Guts show, I assume, would be postponed.
See that I wasn't totally sure on though. Okay. I didn't have a chance to see
I didn't see anything come out specifically. I guess they could do it there. Two rings.
It would be weird to do
in front of nobody.
Right. So I would at least think maybe that.
Hey guys, hold off on your blood feud. And I know. I'm mixing like storyline and like real life. But we're asking them to hold off on their blood feud that they just want to tear each other apart. We're going to do this like 2 months from now.
Right.
You guys just keep singles fighting for right now.
Because, I mean, that's the thing. And of course,
Nick Jackson like crunched under a door. You're like, we'll remember this.
by this, well, and even like the Exalted one, you're
Right.
holding it off probably to debut him, during Blood and Guts. It's a huge show. Now all of a sudden,
I think it's next week.
right? I think it is next week.
It was supposed to be from Rochester is when we were going to get it. And I
so
think
now you're
that's
going to do it in front of nobody.
tipping
I
your
guess.
hat of a Luke Harper. Because
that's
he's
right.
from
That's right. So yeah, I mean, it's just.
that part of New York is just fucking beautiful this time of year.
Yeah, I mean, it might not be right now. I don't
It's
know what
not.
the state. I don't think
wouldn't.
anything is. But again, if you're here, you're aware at this point. WrestleMania, as of now, is not been canceled. And let me find.
Jim, you put an interesting post out.
So this, the expectation was today that WWE was going to announce the fate of WrestleMania this afternoon. As things started to break shortly after lunch today, it seemed kind of like the city of Tampa is putting the decision firmly in the court of WWE. That was the report from Chris Welch of Verge. No order to cancel as of now. They're waiting until they're giving it a week for WWE to make their decision. Let's remember now, 3 weeks from tonight is the Hall of Fame induction ceremony. So you're running out of time on this one due to people traveling and things like that. Then it was about 4 hours ago, a little after 6 o'clock. WWE finally issued a statement through CBS Sports on the status of WrestleMania. They said, while we remain committed to hosting WrestleMania at Raymond James Stadium on Sunday, April the 5th, we are putting contingency plans in place in event that it is canceled by government officials, civil authorities, and or local venues. The health and safety of our fans, performers, and employees are a top priority, and we are monitoring the situation closely with our partners and government officials in Tampa Bay.
Jim, on your personal Facebook page.
Hold on, let's we
Moments ago.
are getting Matt in here. So Matt is with us. Matt, how are we doing?
Hello, Matt.
We're doing well tonight.
I heard
As well
Matt,
as we can.
I heard Matt was sent to the grocery store.
It was.
How
bad
was that?
Trip. It wasn't crowded. There was just the only thing they were really out of was bottled water at this point.
Okay.
Oh, the bottled water push.
Okay. Well, I mean, kind of makes
That's
sense, I
happening
guess,
too.
because people won't
I
be
like
able to
to drink
run
water.
a faucet.
You heathen drinking tap water.
Why use a filter?
You feel the Jim.
All right. So
I sit-
Ryan, read what I posted
So, Jim,
earlier.
I'm curious. You had said people regularly labeled me as a WWE apologist, fanboy, and more. And they have been correct.
That's right.
But tonight on hashtag 3CT Live, that's the number 3, never the word 3.
That's correct.
People will finally get their wish when I rip into WWE for their stupidity. Tune in at 9:36 Eastern Time to hear why.
Did I say 9:36?
You said 9:30. We went live at 9:36.
You
I was
amended it. Okay.
I was playing with you there. Jim, I will yield the floor to you because I can't friggin' wait to hear what you have to say about this.
Like, here's the deal. I love WrestleMania. You love WrestleMania. We love WrestleMania. It's the biggest event of the year. And while I understand the ramifications of canceling, postponing, or moving WrestleMania to what has been rumored a empty WWE Performance Center, while I understand the ramifications that would have on the WWE, Tampa, companies that come to Tampa, like independent companies that come to Tampa or wherever WrestleMania is, to chase after Mania, as some people call it. I understand all of that. However, the decision to, in light of everything we're seeing now, like the governor of Florida is like no mass gatherings for 30 days. Like the city of Philadelphia, I think, is no mass gatherings for 6 months.
I saw a tweet about that. No mass gatherings over 1,000
for 6 months.
They recommend it's safe for anything under 250 and under, which is horseshit. If somebody has it in a crowd of 250,
right? If you're
it seems
in
silly
a crowd,
to me.
you're like
you could be exposed to
sure.
it. So, I mean, same thing, no different, I guess, than catching the flu. If you're out somewhere,
right?
Somebody has the flu. I get it,
but like, here's the deal: while all of this is happening, sports leagues unprecedented shutting down, flights. Unless you are, I think it's like unless you're a citizen that is like has been in Europe or whatever, you can fly home. But like, there's no like tourist flights from Europe to the U.S. right now for I think 30 days or the rest of March. For the WWE to just be like, no, we're still gonna do this. To me, is absolutely fucking irresponsible. Like, I understand there is financial ramifications. There's so much more than just the WWE and Vince McMahon's ego and all of that. This is fucking irresponsible. You can't tell me that all of these other sports leagues haven't considered the financial ramification of shutting down their season, the implications of what it's going to do to their cities, to their fans, to their employees, to their workers that have to go to these arenas. I mean, kudos to Mark Cuban, kudos to the CEO of the Nashville Predators, and to I forget the guy that
saw that, though,
that
yeah.
plays for the Cavs that is stepping up and donating money to make sure these people that work at these arenas that are going to have literally no work are still going to find ways to get paid. In the midst of all of this, you don't think those leagues, those organizations haven't taken all of that into consideration when they've shut down? Like, are you kidding me? Like, it's one thing if you want to just be like, hey, we're going to do Raw and SmackDown and NXT from the Performance Center, for the foreseeable future. We're going to, if any of our superstars, show any symptoms or have any symptoms, we're going to test them, have them be quarantined, whatever. I'm okay with that because you're doing what you can in a contained environment. But to go on with WrestleMania, to not just be like, hey, I know that, like, because that's the thing, this is all unprecedented. This is not anything we've ever seen before. So it's just fucking irresponsible. I don't get it. I don't like it. Like, do I want WrestleMania on April the 5th? I absolutely do. However, there are bigger things than fucking WrestleMania right now. There just is. Like, WrestleMania can happen in June. WrestleMania can happen in July. Because guess what? You want to take away Battleground for us and give us WrestleMania instead? Yeah, I think we'll all be okay with that. Except for Ryan.
Yes. You're absolutely right.
Like, fuck,
See,
man.
I am in the same boat as you, which is scary to think because that's a lot of weight in a little dinghy. But we are in the same boat, the same train of thinking here. The only response, Jim, I have to what you said is this is the same Vince McMahon that 2 days after 9/11 said, God damn, we're going back to business. And it's going to take something larger. And again, that was like a terrorist attack. And I think that was like a middle finger to the terrorists or whatever you choose to believe in happened on 9/11. But that I think was a statement that we're going to be okay. And I feel like this is just stubborn greed that is preventing him from stopping WrestleMania. And to put out a statement that says we are taking the health of our fans and our wrestlers into consideration and making that's a bullshit statement. If you really do, you know what? Just stop it. And again, I go back to thinking, and Matt, I don't know if you heard this in the beginning of the show, the NBA season is being shuttered is a big money loss right now. March Madness, that's a huge draw. Like, that's a ton of money being left on the table. Not only just...
That's billions of dollars in gambling that's going to be lost.
Bingo. The gambling draw right there is so significant.
PGA Tour has just announced the cancellation of the Players Championship, which started today, and their next 3 events as well.
So they have now been
They are
canceled.
shutting down.
So now it's literally just
NASCAR.
the NASCAR folks. Sorry, Devin. And WrestleMania. Like, God damn it. How
No, it's fucking dumb. It just is.
It's really mind-boggling since XFL's done for the year. Like, why would you shut that down and be like, but couple weeks, we'll see where we're at, guys. Like that to me is the weirdest part. Like, you're losing money with XFL. You can reschedule WrestleMania and people will watch. So, like, people are just gonna watch like old clips if they want to get their wrestling fix.
Right. Like, we all have the network. Like, there's plenty of things on there that I have not watched. There are NXT UK events. There's NXT UK shows. There's a lot of the original programming that has come out. The Stone Cold Sessions. The
Glow.
There's Glow. I've only
Glow.
watched the first episode of the newest season of Glow.
You need to watch Glow.
I know. I will.
Yes. Yes.
Like, there's plenty of things that we can do with our time and occupy with our time without WrestleMania.
Matt, were you here when Jim spoke COVID-19 into existence? Where he was saying he just needed a good flu to catch up on all of his streamings.
Full stop. Okay.
Remember that? This was a couple months ago. He's like, I just need a good flu to come by. And
this
Jim,
is not what I meant.
Jim, you caused a national pandemic, which by the
worldwide.
way, a worldwide pandemic, which by the way, that kind of shook me a little bit too. Like, the word pandemic is a word that you just don't hear very often.
Yes.
Especially when it applies if you're living in the United States. Like, to me, pandemic is like starving child in another country.
Right, and here's the thing, like, that it is a scary word.
Like, that was just a word that startled me to hear.
And don't get me wrong, I got scared of that word too. The only thing that, like, a pandemic has nothing to do with the severity of the disease. What it means is it is worldwide.
Correct. I'm just saying
right.
that
no,
word,
it's a scary word.
It's just a word that I was not used to hearing.
The last official pandemic from the WHO came in 2009. So yeah, and not to be confused with.
That's a different organization.
So, this isn't something that happens every year. This is not a normal flu. This is not a normal cold. Like, and I've seen a lot of people saying that. And, like, here's the deal. Even though they say, like, the majority of the people under the age of 60 that would get that, if they would get this, it would run its course similar to a flu. But here's the biggest difference. Even if it does just act and you handle it like a normal flu,
right?
We don't have antibodies.
Here's the deal. I'm a total bitch when I get a normal common cold. Rhinovirus, I'm down for the fucking count.
Yeah.
Ryan's got the sniffles. He's covered up in bed, bitching and moaning, eating soup, drinking Gatorade, and just watching TV because I'm a total bitch when I'm like any guy.
Right. And it's like, here's the thing. Like, you know how some people get the flu shot because they like to be proactive. Other people don't because they figure, I've had the flu before. I kind of have some natural immunity to it. If I get it, whatever, I'll just roll through it. There's no such thing as like a natural immunity or a vaccine for this.
Right.
What is running rampant right now either. So that's why it's not normal. Like, I can't stress that enough. Like, the days of this is just media hype are over. Like,
I think so. Right.
Like, it's just.
Is it still hyping it? Perhaps.
Sure.
But it is a real thing that we have to deal with now, I believe. Matt, your take on Mania not happening or happening. What would you do if you're Vince McMahon today?
I mean, at this point, and I don't know if something has come out since, but at this point it was WWE and UFC were the two that were still just kind of like holding on. Is that still accurate besides NASCAR?
I'm not aware of UFC's status as of right now, but yeah, I think NASCAR is the only one that's still holding any events, and it's sans fans at this point. Like, here's the deal.
Right, and
okay, go ahead.
If they're doing sans fans, then that's fine. Like, I understand money will be lost on ticket sales, and that sucks. It's unfortunate, but if the show absolutely must go on in Vince's eyes, then that is the way you do it. You don't host it for a crowd. You do it at the Performance Center like they're doing with SmackDown.
Yeah,
I think that's it. I think if this is a big enough issue to cancel Detroit SmackDown and move that to the Performance Center, why the hell is it not big enough of a deal to cancel the 100,000 people that's going to be packed in?
Right, like the arena in Detroit probably holds around 20 at full capacity. We're talking close to 80 full capacity.
Is that what it is, 80?
Yeah, I think, I think Tampa Stadium is like 80. But yeah, why? Now here's the deal. I don't want an empty Performance Center WrestleMania.
So Matt, you would have it at the PC if you're Vince McMahon.
If I was Vince McMahon and I was insistent upon having the show, I would at least not have it in front of an audience.
If you were Vince McMahon, what would you do?
If it was up to me, I would cancel it.
Reschedule it or just cancel it? We're going to do it again next year.
Well, reschedule it.
Okay.
Yeah, let's push it back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, if the decision came down to me, it's a postpone.
Okay.
Because here's the thing. As of right now, if you look at the WWE pay-per-view calendar, there is nothing in June.
And there are plenty of pay-per-views to just fucking cancel and put Mania there. And
Like let me just pull up the pay-per-view calendar here for a second.
Does it have to be at Raymond James Stadium, Jim? Because now we're dealing with significantly better weather. You could pretty much put it in any arena nationwide.
You probably could.
And have a big-ass show whenever.
So the dates that are on the calendar currently for this year, obviously, as of now, April 4th, Tampa Bay, Amalie Arena, NXT TakeOver Tampa Bay, WrestleMania, Raymond James Stadium on April 5th in Tampa. April 26th, NXT UK TakeOver Dublin. May 10th, Money in the Bank at Royal Farms Arena in Baltimore. July 19th, Extreme Rules at the SAP Center in San Jose. And then SummerSlam weekend in August in Boston. So you literally have over 2 months between May 10th and July 19th. You can't tell me,
and that Junker Extreme Rules can disappear real quick.
Right?
If you
like
want.
if you really want it now, do you really want to do WrestleMania and SummerSlam back to back? No. But here's the deal. Maybe, just maybe, you take SummerSlam out of the TD Garden.
Okay.
Put it outside at, Gillette Stadium in Foxborough.
Okay.
Or somewhere else, and do WrestleMania in the summer this year.
All right.
Maybe you just do that.
All
now,
on board.
And here's the thing. Like, I get, maybe you need to do the Charlotte Rhea match from the Performance Center. I understand, there's some storylines that you may just have to.
You can't hit the pause button.
You can't hit the pause button on them. But there's some you probably can. Or there's some that you just close them out at the Performance Center on Raw next week or whatever, and then you find new storylines to build to for the SummerSlam.
I mean, I'm assuming NXT will be from the PC as well. Assuming, since we're seeing schools close, Full Sail will probably close.
One would imagine.
So we will see PC. Here's the deal. I'm interested in hell to see what a PC SmackDown looks like, to see what PC Raw looks like.
I mean, it was cool enough for NXT last night when there was people there.
Sure. I'm really excited to see what this is, and I'm going to check out on that alone. I'm a fan. I'm going to watch anyway. But on that alone, that's drawing extra eyes to it.
But yeah, I'm I don't.
Poor Scotty. Scotty was out grocery shopping today. Scotty, did they have toilet paper where you were?
The real shit thing of it is, man. And again, it seems like it's in the grand scheme of things, this is such a minor complaint. But I thought this Mania card was looking really good. And now, we obviously have to deal with this from a wrestling standpoint, which again, it is such a
I mean, when you look at it, it's really Goldberg's fault.
No doubt. We never had this when Bray Wyatt had the blue Universal title.
right? Or the Fiend had his champ. Like this is not.
It's like his Goldberg.
This is a Goldberg thing.
But yeah,
Before we move on, like fully with this, with the cancellation of XFL, it looks like Ryan, as the Houston Roughnecks fan, your team is technically the winner of the first XFL season.
You know what? And I'm gonna ride that clear into the sunset.
Heck yeah, I would,
Rob,
man.
thanks
All
for
the way,
checking
all
us
the
out.
way till next season. Should there be one?
I hope
So
there
in
is.
regards to the 3-count Thursday wager, Brittany now owes you dinner since her Tampa Bay Vipers were the worst team
That's
yes, they
true.
were. That is
in
true.
XFL.
That is true.
That is 100%.
I'm going to be
true.
honest, Brittany. I'm not getting on an airplane to come visit you, but I think it's on a short list of things I want to do is come down and check out an Elevate show.
Scotty said his store had plenty of toilet paper.
Really, man, we are just out of shit tickets here in the
Scotty,
Lancaster
can you
area.
can you get some and ship some over?
I
this
checked
way?
like Walmart.com. You can
Can't-
no longer
you can't
order
buy it on-
You cannot
and
buy shit tickets.
You can't buy it
online.
on Amazon either. And things like hand sanitizer, Lysol spray, stuff like that. It's like in-store purchase only.
And they're out of stock.
Oh yeah. They're not going to have them. I went to CVS this morning, and they had. I wasn't even going for this, but they had hand sanitizer behind the counter. It was like on the old cigarette counter, and you could buy one big and one like travel size.
Oh, okay.
So they were rationing it. Which here's the thing: that's what's going to end up having to happen. I think I saw a friend of ours say that like one of the local Wise Markets was rationing like the toilet paper. You can only buy like one pack. I did hear something on Preston and Steve, and I don't know if it.
I always feel bad for Steve because his name's always last. It's just not
all right.
fair.
It's okay.
Stephen Preston.
Stephen Preston. Somebody had called in. I don't know if they worked at like a distributor or something, but I guess like some of the material or the way stuff is processed, we don't make toilet paper here or something. I don't know. Like
I've
I
never
heard
looked
that.
at where toilet paper's made.
So that was why I guess there was such a big run on it. But like, again, I think we're gonna start to see.
I just feel like everybody panics. Same thing as a snowstorm. We think bread, milk. This we're thinking, maybe we're quarantined. I don't know. Grab the commodities that I need for everyday life. And shit tickets just happened to be the first thing everybody was like, got to get them.
like, but how much toilet paper? Like, it's 2 weeks. Like theoretically, it's 2 weeks that you would be
You know
quarantined
what else
for.
is in shortage is dog food. That's the other thing I noticed at the grocery store.
Well, that's
shit.
because dogs can't get the coronas.
They can't.
They are coronas.
Man,
proof.
I didn't even think of that. We get the dog food from the vet
Right.
because he has to be on a special diet now. But yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Skippy's a good boy.
He is. He had a couple rough few weeks here.
How is Ursula?
She's doing well,
Good.
adapting to life with the baby.
With the baby.
All right, Scotty.
And what was you have another one too, right?
Gaston.
Gaston. Yes, I knew it was something Disney
Scotty,
related.
we'll work that deal out. Scotty says he'll send me toilet paper if I send him tasty cakes.
Y'all can't get tasty cakes on the left coast?
Apparently not, man. That sucks.
I know it's a regionalish thing, but I thought they were nationwide.
I can't imagine not going into store and finding tasty cakes.
Man.
That is a bummer. He says,
What's your
Scotty,
favorite tasty cake? Now that
the
we're
peanut butter candy cake. The
crimpet?
no,
the
no, no,
candy
the candy
cake. Yes, the little chocolate
Although the
Johnny.
butterscotch crimpet
Man,
pretty
them
good.
crimpets are fucking tight.
Is that your fave?
Probably.
Matt,
Those crimpets
what's
are good.
yours?
My go-to, the candy cakes.
Yeah.
All right.
It's definitely now. Have you had the dark chocolate candy cake before?
No, why would you fuck it up?
I have.
I think it's good.
Why would you
It's
go
not
and
as
make
good as
something?
the milk.
I prefer dark chocolate. So
Really?
It is very good. I still prefer the original on that one. Scotty likes the butterscotch crimpets, but he said they had little Debbie's out there.
I'm a Swiss cake roll guy. Like if I have to get little Debbie's, I'm
yeah,
fine
I
with
like
them.
a Swiss cake roll. Is that they make the cosmic brownies too?
They make
right?
the cosmic brownies.
I do like and are they oatmeal cream?
The oatmeal
cakes?
cream pies.
Ooh. I
Do
think
you ever get the El Doble with this?
it's too
like-
much.
Really?
Too much. Too much.
Really?
Too much.
Oh, my
I go
goodness.
standard on my oatmeal cream pie.
That's fair. That's about the only thing.
Yeah, you normally go double on the cream pie, but the
Yeah.
oatmeal cream pie.
Matt, you got a little Debbie a choice?
I'm not really a Little Debbie fan, but someone puts an oatmeal cream pie in front of me, I won't turn it down, but I don't seek it out.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
fair.
feel like that's fair. I mean, they're
Yeah, I
literally
don't ever seek them out, but I do. I would.
like the redheaded stepchild of snack cakes.
Sure.
Can I be honest with you? Drake's Funny Bones were the shit. They were devil food chocolate with peanut butter squirted on the inside. They were fantastic.
But
That
yeah,
Can't
sounds a
find
bit
them anymore.
Too rich.
They were very rich.
no doubt.
They were like Mike Bloomberg rich.
Scotty asks, why can't they do Brock versus Drew on Raw? I'd be fine.
They actually can.
I'd be fine with seeing that.
It's weird to see it with no fans, but they could do it.
What I think could be
Probably have the same reaction.
what
It's not Triple H versus fucking
Bautista.
Blue Tista.
What I could find interesting is if you find a way that like this rivalry's gotten pretty heated over the last few weeks with Drew and Brock, is find a way you can if you're stuck doing shows at the PC for the foreseeable future, don't make Drew use his Rumble win stipulation. It's just, now it's personal.
Okay.
You can keep the stipulation till whenever WrestleMania happens, but they still want the match. So, and then obviously if Drew would lose, he's
Here's
not.
the deal. You can get away with NASCAR without any fans. I feel like you can almost get away with football without fans. Pro wrestling is such like an intimate, fan-driven thing that I can't imagine watching Brock Lesnar versus Drew McIntyre in the PC.
Imagine the sound
with no, and you just hear that
it's
and nothing.
It's going to be so weird.
You hear the smack of the bro kick.
Every grunt,
Not the
every
bro kick,
the
Drew kick.
Claymore kick,
the Claymore.
every grunt, slap, all of it. It's. I don't know what to expect.
You could just put Morrow and Mama Mia.
Right, he doesn't
Just
doesn't even need a
just
microphone.
picks up on all the mic stuff. It's
Devin's
wild
a
to
butterscotch
think.
crimpet guy.
Who is it?
Yeah, it's SmackDown tomorrow is going to be so weird. It's just going to be so weird. And I put out as the question of the week
The 3 count question of the week.
because earlier this week, the news seemed to kind of lean towards, we don't advise you to do this, but we're not telling you not to, and apparently it's still the case.
I mean, I ultimately think Tampa will step in and they won't be able to run the show. Truth talk, all the bullshit aside, if we're seeing everything else cancel, Tampa will be like, we don't want this on our turf.
Right, because that's the thing too.
So
we're
telling you can't do this anymore.
Right,
And I think that's what Vince is holding out for.
Yeah,
Not to disappoint anybody or piss off anybody or upset fans or upset shareholders or anything like that.
And
being told you have to wait.
and here's the shit thing about it. Either way, if Vince would have came out, on Sunday or Monday and said, "Look, this
Those are
thing's
both
getting
good days."
this thing's getting bigger than we thought." On the side of caution, we're going to postpone WrestleMania. The WWE is going to get ripped for that decision.
Sure.
Oh, it's media hype. Oh, it's bullshit.
Yep.
You're kowtowing to liberal media, blah, blah, blah. Whatever the response is going to be, it's not going to go over well. If you say, fuck it, we're going to do Mania. If you feel safe coming out, come on out to the show, and we're going to do it anyway. You're going to get ripped apart for that. No decision, and this isn't like a WWE thing. It's just the way the culture is. Like even still today, cities are shutting down, schools are shutting down, Broadway's going dark for the first time, I think, since 9/11. Sports leagues canceling, and you're seeing people going, I can't believe you're canceling all this stuff for a common cold. And it's you can't win either way. Because, I think a good portion of the people that are saying, oh, you're canceling everything for a common cold, if somebody gets sick at a Detroit Red Wings game, it's going to be, well, you shouldn't have had people in the Red Wings game anyway. You know what I mean? It's the damned if you do, damned if you don't sort of a
stuck
thing.
Either way. I feel like you're not the first one now to pull the plug, so it's okay to do it. Again, I really do think Vince is just like, I'm not going to do it. Somebody else will do it for me, and I think that time will come very shortly.
Yeah, it's only a matter of time.
This brought up a really cool thing, and I think we have time. I don't know what we're actually going to cover here.
Yeah, I honestly don't even know that I even feel like covering a whole lot.
All right, so somebody had said, it was a fan somewhere, they could take this time and just hard reset, which I don't think is the right thing to do.
Yeah, I don't think that happens, but they could.
But they could do that. And then they just asked, let's say they do that, who would you put there? Who would you put in spots? So who would you put for like the WWE champion, which is currently held by Brock Lesnar? So the Raw title. Who would you put the Raw title?
Probably Drew.
You would put it on Drew, Matt?
Yeah, I think that's the most logical choice.
I think we are unanimous with thinking Drew McIntyre is the right choice there. For the Universal Championship, so this is the SmackDown. You can pull up a roster if we need to, just to make sure. And here's the deal: it's a hard reset. And fans, as you guys are listening, respond in the group chat or in the comment section. Who are you putting these championships on? I'd like to know. It's an interesting thought. We've never, again, unprecedented moment. Jim, what they can use this to do anything. So with SmackDown, currently held by
the Goldberg.
Who do you put it on?
Just kind of looking down over the roster, because I don't just put it back on Bray Wyatt.
Right.
I think that ship has sailed. I would probably go either, because I feel like we're going this way anyway. I would go either Roman Reigns, or I would probably just that would be your one shot to just finally put the big title on Braun Strowman.
Okay, all right. So you would then have him lose the. Oh, he already lost.
He already
the
lost.
IC.
Sami
Okay.
Zayn is your Intercontinental
That's right.
Champion.
Okay, Matthew.
I have Vince come out, look into the camera, and apologize for being such a dipshit on so many levels. Hand the title personally back to the Fiend, and then take 30 lashings.
Wow.
From the Fiend. All right, so the Fiend is champion in Matt's world. I like what they're doing with the Sami Zayn thing right now. So I keep that stable together, and I put this championship on Cesaro.
Ooh, okay.
Again, hard reset. I think we can do this. Let's stay with SmackDown. The SmackDown, or is there comments here? Anybody commenting?
I'm just kind of looking here real quick. I'm going to refresh the
Give it the old refresh here.
The Fiend. Scotty says, any chance UK takeover end of April gets impact? Possibly.
Absolutely.
I think anything's on the table at this point. In terms of being impacted, like
3 Count Thursday, still coming at you.
Still coming
Maybe.
at you. Probably.
Let's one of us get the corona.
Scotty says Universal Champion, give it to Mustafa Ali.
Hey, great choice.
Devin says Drew for Raw, Roman Reigns for SmackDown.
All right, let's stay with SmackDown. I think we have the SmackDown thing pulled up. So the Intercontinental Champion, who's currently Sami Zayn.
I would probably just keep it.
Keep it on
Keep it Sami
El
Zayn.
Generico.
Yeah, I think that's a good choice.
All right, Matthew.
Yeah, I like that.
I also keep it on Zayn. The SmackDown Women's Championship, currently held by Bayley.
You know what? I'm gonna throw some love to our girl and former guest Sonya Deville.
Love it.
And I'm gonna go Sonya Deville.
Solid.
How about you, Matt?
Give me a minute. Let me do some research on that. Look at our roster here.
I'm going with Lacey Evans myself.
Oh, it's solid.
I'm putting it on Lacey Evans. See what's
solid.
there.
Yeah, definitely, no doubt.
Again, no rhyme or reason. It's just you know what? Everybody's stripped. We've never had this before. Lacey Evans ends up my
So
champion.
we're going Vince Russo WCW.
We
here.
are going absolutely. Yes, we are.
Yeah, and I mean let's be fair. I don't think this is actually what's going to happen. I think WWE, barring some sort of spread of this through their own locker room, is going to find ways to to make sure that some sort of programming continues.
Yeah, and I don't think so either. Again, it's just a fun what if.
Yeah, Scotty and Devin both say Sammy and Lacey Evans,
solid,
so they're
solid.
with
Thank
you
you,
on
guys.
that one.
I'm putting it on Sasha Banks just to give her something new to do.
Okay, fair.
Yeah,
No,
she's
nope, never mind. Ember Moon.
Ember Moon, there you
Ember
go.
Moon.
Did it already.
All
coming
right.
back. I like Ember Moon. The tag team there over on the SmackDowns.
I'm gonna go. Just do it.
You're absolutely right.
Oh, yes, Chucky, we have our top suspect. Tomato chips.
Yeah, just do it.
No
Heavy
doubt in my
machinery
mind,
all
heavy
the way.
machinery.
Yeah.
Yep.
How about you, Matt?
I was seeing if there's anyone else on the SmackDown.
Like, don't get me
roster.
wrong, I love the Miz and Morrison pairing, and I'm glad they did stick with them through the Elimination Chamber. But and boy, doesn't that show feel like it was about a month and a half
Sure
ago?
does, man.
It was literally
You know
like 4 nights
Yeah,
ago, but
sure
man,
does.
it feels so long ago.
I'm making my own random tag team. Just
Why
for
not?
The hell
Love
of it. And we're putting this tag belts on Bo Dallas and Elias.
Oh, I love it.
Bo Dallas.
I love
and
that
Elias.
team.
That's a
I
great
love
team.
that team.
I love it too.
A lot.
I like it a lot.
Well done, Matt. Well done. I love that team.
All right, so let's switch over to Raw, the Universal Championship.
I think we did the WWE Championships over there. I think we already said Drew on that one.
Yeah, we all said Drew on that. Yeah, so let's go to the U.S. Championship.
So Andrade currently holds it, correct?
Andre, yes.
You know what?
Frank Boris says EC3.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to give it to EC3
You go
as well.
EC3 out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
Love
He's
it.
part of the Raw roster. If you're going to hit a hard reset, to me, that there is nothing more hard reset than giving a title to EC3.
Love it. That's great.
What title is it again? That we're doing?
The
United
U.S.
States.
title.
Okay. I'll put it on Kevin Owens, and he's gonna do the John Cena route with the open.
Okay, I love
Open
that.
challenge.
I love
every
that.
time.
Solid. I like that. That's really, really good. I wish I thought about this more before I.
It's okay. We can think
before
through
I-
it right
before I
here.
said it. Scroll to the top for me real
We're going to
quick.
scroll to the top.
Yeah, there it is, Aleister Black. Yeah. I'll
Okay,
put it
there
on the-
you
I'll
go.
put it on
There's
the
a
Black
solid
man.
one. There's a solid one.
Yeah, Aleister Black. The women's Raw Championship
Give me one second
for
here.
the ladies.
Well, Shayna Baszler is not officially listed on the Raw roster, so I can't give it to her.
Correct. She is still currently a SmackDown. They use her. Oh, Matt Hardy still on the current Raw roster. Look at
Apparently.
that.
You know what? I'm going to give it to Liv Morgan.
Okay.
She, just for taking that
Ragdoll.
the ragdoll
Yeah.
to the cell and to the pod on Sunday, and living to tell about it. I'm going to give it to Liv Morgan.
Liv Morgan it is. There it is. Matt.
As much as I really wanted to give it to Sarah Logan here, I think it would do a lot more around the waist of Kairi Sane.
Okay.
Solid. Okay. That leaves us the Raw.
Wait, you didn't give your woman there, right?
Didn't I?
You did not.
Oh, Liv Morgan.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes.
Very good.
Yeah, Liv Morgan. The Raw Tag Team Championships.
Whew. Okay. All right.
And there's a lot here. Like, I was surprised
there's,
how many
there's a
is
big
here.
there's a big roster here, so give me a chance to kind of
And the obvious answer is the Majors brothers. Like, that's for sure. Zack Ryder.
yeah, that's the obvious
For
answer.
sure.
Of course, just the absolute obvious answer.
It is the obvious answer.
It's the obvious answer.
I will go first.
Okay, go
Much
ahead.
like Matt in SmackDown Land, I'm creating a tag team.
You can do that.
And my tag team champions are Andrade and Hector Garza. Nope, not Hector Garza. Angel Garza.
Angel Garza.
Angel Garza.
I love that.
Andrade.
Could be Hector Garza, I suppose.
I think he's dead.
Is he?
I think so.
Then it probably wouldn't be him.
Should
You're right.
be Angel.
Okay.
Should be Angel Garza.
Angel Garza.
But that's definitely my choice.
Matt, if you have one, feel free to throw it out there. I'm still debating.
So I mean, since he's not technically on, I can't do Mojo Rawley and Gronk yet. So
You know what? I'll let you do it.
I'll let you do it. We'll let you do it. We'll let you do it.
okay, fair enough. If not for them, then I would I would have just put Rated RKO back together.
All right.
All right. I like that a lot. You know what? I'm going to stick with the Street Profits.
Solid.
Just because I don't want Montez Ford to get derailed from what he's doing right now.
That's fair. The only other championship we haven't talked about is the Women's Tag Team Champions.
Oh, boy.
The Iconics.
The Iconics is the obvious answer
Yeah.
for me.
I'm going to throw some love to Natty and Beth Phoenix.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to go Natty and Beth Phoenix
All
for
right.
that,
I
even
think
though
a little
she's
old for a championship, but that's cool.
it's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, keep in mind the current Universal Champion is Goldberg, and the current WWE Champion is Brock Lesnar. They have like a
That's a
combined
good
age
point.
of I think 137.
If
So
that's then Leilani Kai and Wendy Richter. This was probably going to be my answer.
is one of them dead?
Maybe.
One of them might be dead. I can't keep track of who dead anymore. But yeah, I mean, it's a fun little exercise to walk through. I don't think.
I hope it doesn't happen.
24/7 title. Who's gonna get the 24/7 title?
If it's on anybody but R-Truth, I don't give a shit about it.
There you go. I don't know where the ding. There it is. Let's see. Let's scroll back through some of the comments here.
Definitely are. Am I right? It's got to be R-Truth.
100%.
Did you watch his 24/7?
I haven't yet.
It's great. Gotta
but
watch
if I
it.
get
You got the
quarantined,
time.
then I might.
The FCW thing, great.
I did
Gotta
see that.
watch
That
it.
was
That's
after
really cool.
the Chamber. Scotty has, or excuse me, Devin has Usos or Heavy Machinery.
Oh, the Juicy Uzis.
Frank has said, I hope I'm not being sarcastic about EC3. I'm not being sarcastic. If you're going to hard reset, give the fucking thing to EC3 and do it right. I lost track of who's giving what. Scotty says he'd give Ricochet the 24/7 title.
Couldn't get dropped down the card anymore.
You ain't kidding. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just been such a fucking weird week.
It's been a weird week. It has been, dude.
Yeah. So yeah, just a couple of the news pieces. That
Before we get there, Jim, because I don't want to let you off the hook that easy.
what's that?
I just want your grade for Elimination Chamber.
What did I say the other day?
You said fucking A.
No, I didn't say an A, did I?
Jim, you said you might have
You
said
said if the Elimination Chambers were reversed, it would be an A, but you gave it like a B.
I thought I gave it a B minus. If the two chamber matches would have been flipped, I would have defended giving it an A. I would have.
I give it my lowest grade ever, a B plus.
that extra plus always made me feel good in elementary school. By God,
But no, I didn't think it's the especially the first half of the show. I thought was really good, man. They came out firing on all gears. Daniel Bryan and Drew Gulak was so good.
Very good match.
Yeah.
And then, man,
I thought he was gonna die.
just the last couple matches, just, oof. It got real bad. Like, you could have gotten away from the stink of the second to last match if you would have had the tag team elimination chamber as the main event.
Sure.
And here's the thing, like, I get what you're trying to do with Shayna, and I don't fault them for making her look like a fucking world killer. That's fine. But
nobody else has ever run through and eliminated
she is
anybody.
the first one ever.
And she didn't bite anybody, which is really cool.
Right. She did not vampire anybody. But here's the thing. There was just so much dead time at the end of a long day. Here's the deal. That clock is gimmicked. Read the room. If you're hearing the boos when there's 2 pods left, don't make Shayna have to walk around the ring for 4 minutes before the last pod opens.
That's fair.
Like, read the room. Nobody's going to care. All they want to do is get to the moment where they start counting down from 10 anyway.
Right. Here's the deal. If that happens in the tag match, Otis can entertain the crowd. Do the worm, do some dancing, shake his hips.
Right.
Shayna, not so much.
First off, she isn't that entertaining. She's not supposed to be.
She's not right. Bingo.
And she's also a heel. Heels aren't supposed to be entertaining.
A heel.
God damn. Yeah, it just
Like there are gimmick matches where you can have your person absolutely squash the field. The Rumble is a perfect example. Money in the Bank I'd even accept, but the Elimination Chamber is such an awkward gimmick match to have someone just run through the field like that it was just such poor planning on the part of WWE to do it that way.
That's a great point. I mean, realistically, you could use the chamber itself as the weapon to make yourself look dominant.
sure.
I mean, any gauntlet match would have made her look dominant.
But I do feel that that if you can even do that, and again, it doesn't have to be as like awkward and frowned upon as it was. If
you're doing it, she has to come out last.
I don't think she has to come out last. I think she shouldn't be run the gauntlet. But I get that's what they're trying to do. But again, to me, it comes down to the clock.
Well, if you ain't first, you're last.
To me, that's what it comes down to. Like, gimmick the clock, man.
I agree. Too much time wasted.
Like, have her kind of flex a little bit. Throw the time out there. I also think maybe some of the spots were rushed for whatever reason.
It sounds to me, Jim, like you are describing a very average pay-per-view.
No, that's one match.
Okay.
That's one match.
Okay.
I mean, if you're going through, I can see like 3 good matches, 4 on the okay to bad side. Like, that doesn't, to me, say B. Like, I don't think I'm giving any match besides maybe Brian Gulak an A.
The opener was great. Spoiler alert, that's on my list of matches of the year.
Oh, okay. All right. You know what? Just hearing you say that, I'm going to go back and rewatch it. Because it was a solid match.
I thought it was that good.
I didn't think great, but I'll watch it again.
Especially as an opener. That's a hard spot to put that match in, and they hooked that crowd.
And that's the match I give an A to. Like, Andrade versus Carrillo, I'd probably give like a B minus.
I thought that was a
I've
really
just
good
seen
match.
that match so many times that it cheapened it a bit for me. Like I feel like they did every spot that they've done.
It's a
on
fair
Raws
assessment.
before.
I thought they executed everything really well.
Put this in an empty performance center, totally different experience. I'm totally hooked because it just feels more intimate.
It feels different, right?
And it's right, and that's the honest truth. I'm gonna love SmackDown tomorrow. I guarantee it.
The tag team elimination chamber, fucking loved it. I thought that you gave us 2 spots we've never seen before. I'm actually like
they did have some very highs like that. That's probably B plus, close to A minus range, because they had the good spots.
That damn Lindsay Dorado spot was nuts.
Unreal. Aleister Black versus AJ Styles overall as a match was a disappointment, but you got me with the end. You give me the Undertaker.
Here's the deal: we've talked about it time and time again. It's not about matches; it's about moments.
Right. You give me the gong. You give me Undertaker coming out of nowhere.
At 35 years old, Undertaker at 102, the gong,
like
the choke slams.
Here's the deal. I saw
time.
people all on Twitter on Sunday night. I will never people saying I will never tire of that. Like when the Undertaker just pops up with a gong, lights out, gong, he's back there. I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for it.
You know what? As long as they keep doing that, the moment they switch to "I am an American badass," I'm done on the Undertaker.
Some of AJ's promos, I'm getting a little worried, Ryan. I'm getting a little worried.
Taking your soul, eating your children.
The lightning into the ring again. That lights up.
That's right.
The ring post.
I thought that the Raw Tag Team title match was really good. Street Profits and Rollins and Murph. I thought that was really good. The last 2 matches weren't. I mean, Zayn winning the Intercontinental title, fucking shocking as hell. But the match was the shits.
Yeah, it was
the match was
match.
not good. And again, like the Elimination Chamber, like the Asuka stole the show on that one a little bit, just being Asuka in the pod. I like the idea of what they were doing with Shayna. The execution of it kind of poor. So that's why, to me, the majority of the show was really good to me. 2 of it, not so much. That's also why I said if you switch those chamber matches, I'm feel much better coming out of that show than I did with the way it ended. This week.
Okay. I mean, you justified it enough.
Yeah,
That's fine. I appreciate it.
All right, let's hit a.
I knew you wouldn't come with just it's the WWE, which you could have, and I'd been like, I also accept that.
Sure.
You put that show under an AEW banner, Jim. What do you score it?
I mean, if the matches are good, the matches are good.
The trash can emoji?
That would not be me. That would not be me. I have never given AEW the trash can.
So you've never
emoji.
given AEW the time of day to look up the trash can emoji to describe AEW.
But but this pay-per-view, I think once again solidifies that there doesn't need to be a pay-per-view between the Rumble and Mania.
Can you just ding yourself?
There just doesn't.
Especially with the Saudi show thrown in there.
Yeah.
Like that makes it even worse.
Right. It just doesn't need to be. Couple of news pieces here. I am gonna hit us with a new song here when we close tonight. One of my best friends, Tim, he has a new music project called The Ghost.
You could have said friend of the show, but you went personal best friend.
Okay,
That's
friend
cool.
of the show,
Whatever.
end
No,
of
too
me.
late now, Jim.
It is. They are The Ghost of Me. The song is Chasing This Ghost.
Will this get us muted?
It shouldn't, because I think this is an independent
Can we
release.
play a clipski of it right now?
Yeah, we'll hit a little bit right
A little
here.
bit right now.
But that is what you'll hear when we go off the air tonight.
I like it a lot.
You can find that on, you can find it on YouTube. You can buy it on Apple. You can get it Spotify, everywhere. Chasing This Ghost by The Ghost of Me. So make sure you support those guys. Buy the song. If you like the song at all, just give it a purchase. 99 cents on Apple. I'm sure it's 99 cents like on Amazon or something else. I'm not sure what Devin means by this. I may have left a little bit of myself at the Wells Fargo Center when The Undertaker showed up. Like,
he shit himself.
Okay. I took it as a...
Maybe he jizzed himself.
But, you took it as a...
and I jizzed in my
pants. But no, man, seeing The Undertaker live is cool.
The coolest.
Just a couple of news pieces this week on this week's WWE Backstage, which again just feels like so long ago.
And this was Tuesday now.
It was like WWE Backstage was literally starting 48 hours ago.
I was in the middle of watching AEW last night, and I think that was like the whole NBA, and it just started to really just compound in my head. And I can't tell you a single match I saw on AEW last night.
I actually watched both shows because the Chicago shows were postponed because of the presidential address.
Is that, I knew they weren't.
I think they were supposed to be new, but then the schedules get changed. So
I also don't think there's an SVU tonight for like the second week in a row.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. But yeah, so I couldn't tell you, with the exception of that fucking leap off the thing through the table with Gargano and Ciampa.
I remember.
No crash pad.
Nope.
Yikes.
No crash pad.
But besides that, I couldn't tell you a damn thing.
Oh, man, let me think. AEW. The 6-man happened.
Yeah.
Between the dinosaur.
Lance Archer is Jake's client.
Yep, I remember seeing that. Marco Stunt got kicked in the face.
He sure did by Luchasaurus.
Who did they even wrestle?
You know what? Best thing that's ever happened in AEW, Marco Stunt.
Ridiculous.
I'm kidding.
He did get kicked pretty
good in the face.
I think we're supposed to see Dark Order next week. Dark Order sucks. Remember seeing that from
Christopher Daniels.
Christopher Daniels.
The sit down, John Moxley and JR, I thought was pretty good.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Man, they're doing really good with the sit downs.
They are.
Them.
Maybe that
It's
should
a nice
be,
change of pace. Like
maybe
wrestling,
that should be
wrestling.
JR's job.
Calm us down.
Yeah,
sit
the
down.
backstage spot with the garage door, not executed well.
Not well.
Like when they went to like move it so they could like move him out, it didn't move, and he's just like, "Derp, derp." They just kind of slid him out. I'm like, couldn't have done that. Yeah, but it is what it is. NXT. I'm trying to think what other stuff happened on NXT. Did somebody get like kidnapped or something?
God, I don't remember.
I just remember the ending. That brawl was good.
The brawl was good.
Apparently,
it was cool because it was so small. Again,
apparently they're like redecorating at the Performance Center.
It felt indie wrestling-ish.
It did. It was a neat feel. I can't wait for SmackDown tomorrow.
I cannot wait to see like the big boys back.
Oh,
on
you'll
that
love
level.
this. So we were watching Wheel of Fortune tonight. I thought I had a Wheel of Fortune. It's somewhere. I can't
Isn't
even.
it one of your ringtones or your text tone?
When my wife texts me, it's the Wheel of Fortune. But we were watching, and the final, not Final Jeopardy, final the bonus round,
the bonus wheel,
the letters that the person, she goes C and then M, and my wife goes Punk.
Oh, she's
straight up,
around.
dude. It's coming around little by little. I'm telling you, little by little.
It melts my heart.
I know. I've put in a lot of good work.
Yes, you have.
It's over 10 years now. I've been working. I've been working hard. It's gonna happen.
Maybe she'll come down to Supreme and support you as the commissioner.
Maybe. Probably not, but maybe.
She'll know people there.
She will know people there. Matt, you're gonna make it out for that one, right? I would hope.
I would hope so.
To put you on the spot.
I wasn't planning on it, but shit, I guess.
God damn it, Jim. Look, I got a message, Matt Muehlheiser.
Chat,
You're a son of a bitch. But on Backstage on Tuesday, Ryan Satin dropped the big news that Rob Gronkowski, a.k.a. Gronk, is close to finalizing a deal with the WWE.
It was a mystery up until then. M-I-S-T-R-Y, a mystery up until that moment.
Yeah. Was it a mystery or a misery? One of the two. Gronk, of course, made a few appearances at WWE over the years, including a spot in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania 33 in Orlando. The Ryan Satin reported that Gronk's role at the company was unclear at that time. His next appearance is likely to be the March 20th episode of SmackDown, which is scheduled to be in New Orleans.
Right.
PW Insider reported the next morning Gronk had already signed and will be working as an active pro wrestler, not as an employee of the company, being an announcer or a similar role. Because I know some people were like, "Oh, he's going to do like Pat McAfee did."
Right,
but that doesn't appear to be the plan. One source described it as a deal similar to Ronda Rousey, bringing in a big name from another company. The WWE then posted Wednesday afternoon, is Rob Gronkowski coming to the WWE? What's next for Rob Gronkowski? Speculation around WWE Universe has ramped up as the former New England Patriot and three-time Super Bowl champion appears to be closing in on his first WWE action since WrestleMania 33, potentially as soon as an upcoming episode of SmackDown later this month. His current role as an NFL on Fox analyst ties him closely to the Blue Brand's home network, and the football icon spent time with Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, and Mojo Rawley at this year's Super Bowl in Miami. Gronk's larger-than-life personality and tailor-made nickname has long caused the WWE Universe to speculate over his sports entertainment potential. Are the stars aligning for Gronkowski to tackle his latest post-playing career challenge on SmackDown? Don't miss Friday Night SmackDown, 8/7 Central on Fox, and stay tuned to WWE digital platforms as the story develops. To me, this all but confirms it.
I mean, Gronk, very used to being in a sport with predetermined outcomes, so this should be a natural switch for him.
Especially for him.
Very much so.
And
he didn't kill anybody.
He did not, well, at least that we know of.
Oh, that's true.
Here's the deal. I know a lot of people were like, oh, this is going to suck, keep him out. The guy's a physical beast, okay?
A physical beast.
So
that's how we like him.
If he can take the time to learn how to work in the ring. To me, there's no reason why he shouldn't be good.
There's a guy that should train him. He can go down with Spanky and learn the tricks of the
See,
trade.
now you're getting it, Ryan.
Oh my God, this is going to happen.
But really, there's no reason why Gronk shouldn't be able to be successful in the WWE.
All Gronk everything.
Just all Gronk. What a dickhead.
Sign me the fuck up.
Like,
Is Mojo Rawley on the blue brand?
he's on Raw, I think.
Weird to put him on SmackDown then.
But Jinder's on SmackDown. Didn't he have the run-in with Jinder?
And you can't hinder Jinder.
You can't hinder Jinder.
When's the last time you saw Jinder Mahal?
It's been a long time, but he was hurt, so he's,
was he?
he's set
Okay.
to return. Nia Jax has been cleared to return.
Oh, Nia.
Yeah, so she should hopefully be back soon.
Yeah, hopefully.
You still love her, right?
Yeah.
That's a huge bitch.
That's not what I said.
That is what you said.
That's
You
definitely not
kind of
my
looked
voice.
at me like,
Oh, I mean, I didn't physically say it.
but you wanted me to hit the button.
I didn't say that either.
Um,
It's not wrong.
I'm excited for Nia to be back.
I think we need somebody like Nia in the WWE right now to shake some shit up.
I think so too. We'll see if it happens potentially tomorrow in a empty. I can't wait. I really can't
I'm
wait.
excited to see it. Matt,
for SmackDown.
are you interested in watching?
Yeah, I'm curious to see how it's going to be. I'm very interested to see the whole dynamic of it, and I feel like if it goes well, like maybe this is just kind of a trial run for Vince of like, let's see how it goes before I commit to doing our biggest pay-per-view in this similar fashion.
That's fair. I have such a hard time with like, and now don't get me wrong, it would be unique and it would be a story and it would be a historic WrestleMania if it was held in an empty performance center. But man, I have such a hard time believing that WrestleMania is going to be.
I struggle to think the granddaddy of them all.
Right.
It's going to be like Goldberg coming out with sparklers.
Right.
A la Gilbert.
Exactly.
It's just.
Although I did see a guy on Twitter said that like WWE should splice in like video shots of like the classic like fan reactions, like the angry Miz girl and like shocked Undertaker guy.
Goldberg just.
You know what I mean? Like when they're in the PC and like, do you think they're gonna do like
I
canned?
think you could do Brock Lesnar coming out and then just Brock Lesnar guy like, and then Lesnar walks down the ring a couple, and then you just cut back to Brock Lesnar guy doing it again.
Lesnar
jumps up on the apron.
Like, do you think they're gonna do like canned cheers?
They better not.
Like, I really hope they don't. Like,
They better
I just
not.
I don't know what I just don't know what to expect. I really don't know what to expect.
You can tune in tomorrow and find out.
Sure can.
It's gonna be exciting, folks.
The other piece of news I saw come across the other day, Teddy Hart remains incarcerated in Richmond City Jail, Richmond, Virginia. He was arrested on March 4th for violating house arrest, according to a report. He has a court date scheduled for April 23rd at 9 in the morning. He was arrested back in February, Richmond, Virginia, charged with 3 counts of possession of a Schedule III controlled substance, and possession with intent to sell and distribute. According to Virginia law, possession of a Schedule III controlled substance is a Class 1 misdemeanor, can be punished up to 12 months in jail, fine up to $2,500. Possession of a Schedule III controlled substance by a prisoner is a Class 5 felony, can be punished up to 10 years in prison and a fine up to $2,500.
Holy shit!
So yeah, he does remain incarcerated as of now.
I hope he can get everything straightened out.
Yeah, I mean it's never a good situation, and we'll kind of keep an eye on that because it's unfortunate.
I mean, worked with Teddy. You've worked with Teddy.
Yeah,
I mean, I hope he can.
Here's the deal:
straighten
like
things out.
the
His life,
interactions
whatever
I've ever had with him, couldn't be more professional when I interacted with him.
I never had a bad interaction with Teddy Hart.
I know others have had different experiences, which is unfortunate.
I will say, and I've witnessed your interactions with him. I always think that we, as 3 Count Thursday, present ourselves respectfully, and respect the business. And I feel like Teddy Hart appreciates that and would respect you back. Yeah. And I'm not saying in other instances people weren't respectful.
Right.
But you get what you give a lot of times, especially in pro wrestling.
Right. And obviously,
And this is like beyond a podcast. This is like us working with promotions and things like that. That I've never had a bad interaction with Teddy Hart.
Yeah. So, it's unfortunate. And, from reports of things, he's not always made the best of decisions. I don't know exactly what the whole situation is, but that is just something I saw come across this week. I honestly got nothing else.
Shut it down.
I don't know if Matt, if you do, or Ryan, if you do. But if not, we're going to shut this thing down a little bit early. I tell you this though, it felt good to just kind of talk. Even though we were obviously talking about the coronavirus in relation to wrestling, but it kind of felt good just to check out from the news and all the bad stuff and all of this and just talk to you guys like we do every Thursday for this week.
I feel like personally myself, I needed to talk about the coronavirus and just get some shit off my chest, and this allowed me to work through that. So anybody listening, I appreciate it. If you didn't like today's show, know that we don't typically run a wrestling podcast the way we ran it today. But like I said, we've had some serious conversations on here before. I know we had an interview with Felicia Rose that was a very serious conversation.
Absolutely.
We've had the Kobe Bryant not too long ago. That was a very
while we were live.
That became a very serious conversation for us.
We've covered
this one's a very special show.
We covered the death of Roddy Piper. We covered the death of the Ultimate Warrior.
Right. All very real, very serious. Not our typical 3 Count Thursday show. So thank you for letting us. I think
back at the beginning
ourselves.
is when we covered like all the not good stuff with Hulk Hogan.
Probably
that started to break. So I mean, if you look back over the 6 years that we've been on the air, it hasn't been all sunshine and rainbows and all of that. But we haven't shied away from talking about things, and tonight was no different. Lou, thank you. He said it was a great show. Devin, you too. Take care, man. If you go out, be safe. And that's the big thing. And then we'll wrap it back around to what we said at the beginning. Be smart. Wash your hands. Sanitize your hands. Clean up around you. Be smart. Be aware. I know things are going to be like inconvenienced for a little bit. Yeah. Like, you're going to have to spend a little more time at home. But just it's for the better good. I
said it earlier this week. It's one of my few tweets actually. Let's just try to be decent people this week.
Yeah.
You know what?
Let's do that.
Let's just be decent people for me, for you, for the kids of the future. And here's the deal. You may not have kids, but I know people that do have kids.
Sure.
A lot of kids are seeing how we react to this for the first time. This is the first time I remember. I'm 35. That's had outside of 9/11.
Right.
That could have big waving implications on my day-to-day life. Let's take into consideration the impact we're having on others, especially a younger generation, because they're going to have to deal with this in their future, and they will deal with it how we're dealing with it. So let's just be smart.
That's a great thing, because I saw a tweet today, because the Capitals were the first team to cancel the morning skates. Then the NHL canceled all of them. Then the NHL announced that they were suspending their season. And a writer for the Capitals posted a picture this morning when the skate was supposed to start of their practice facility, and there was nobody there. There was nobody on the ice. There was no fans there. There's usually fans there. Their practice facilities in Arlington. There's 2 rinks there. There's open skating every day. There's always people there. And I'm like, it just really hit me. This is the first time I can remember life being disrupted to this manner since 9/11. I was 16 when 9/11 happened. I was confused. I was scared. And didn't really know what the hell was going on. I feel kind of the same way today. But you bring up a great point, Ryan, because I remember coming home from school on 9/11, and my dad was home for lunch because they released us at lunch. And I didn't know what the hell was going on, but I was happy he was there. And you know what my dad was? He was calm. He was calm to me. I don't know if he was calm on the inside. I've never asked him.
Right.
But he was calm to me. And in that moment, I felt safe.
Right. Thank you.
I was home, and my dad was calm, and I felt safe. And then my dad had to go back to work, so he drove me to my church. I ended up at like a friend's house where their parents had welcomed a group of us in, and we hung out, and it felt like home, and I felt safe. And that's the thing. Like, kids are going to react depending on how we act. So if you have a kid, if your friends have kids that you're around, if you have nieces or nephews or whatever,
if you're out in public, I don't know, in the toilet paper aisle, kids are watching.
Right. Set an example. Be good to each other.
That's my PSA for the week.
If you have like 4 packs of toilet paper at home, you probably don't need a 5th.
Fuck you.
If you have 7 bottles of hand sanitizer at home, you probably don't need an 8th, a 9th, and a 10th.
Right. Let's just chill.
Like allowing other people to have those items is going to help everybody in the long run.
Right.
And help keep everybody safe. And it's going to be a lesson. Are you going to teach your kid or your niece or your nephew to be greedy, or are you going to teach them to do things for the greater good of the people around you? That's the question.
Yep.
Matt, do you have anything to add? Do you have anything else you want to say? If not, let's put a bow on this thing and get some rest.
Nope, I'm all good. Just remember, check out 3 Count Thursday Instagram page. That's at 3 Count Thursday. Woman of the Week this week is Charlie Kroll. Give her a follow. Give all the women that we feature a follow. They're all great people. So that's all I'll say on that.
All right, very good, Matt. We will talk to you hopefully next week. I don't see any reason why we shouldn't be able to be on the air next week. Even if, for some ungodly reason, Ryan, we're not allowed to leave our homes, I'll be here, and we'll just have you call in and Matt call in like we did back in the good old days. But we'll find a way to do it, hopefully. But Matt, we'll talk to you next week, man. Stay safe.
Have a good one, guys.
RYN, Word Eagle, RYN Eagle. Just follow all of us here at the 3 Count Thursday page. 3countthursday.com is everything that you're going to need to know. Always the number 3, never the word 3. Let's just not be a dick to everybody, please.
Yeah, I like that. 3countthursday.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, NGSCsports.com is the home network. The song again here, Chasing This Ghost by The Ghost of Me. Check it out. It doesn't even matter if you follow me. Just be good. Just be good to each other. Charlie, stay safe as well. Love you guys. Devin, love you too. Everybody who listens, we love you. I'll leave it at that. We love you. Stay safe. Stay smart. That's all.